thyroid is something that is very commonly misdiagnosed. Oftentimes, a lot of people have hypothyroidism and it's not really showing up on the levels. So when you don't have enough thyroid, you actually aren't feeling skinny, because thyroid is the one that has the metabolic center. So what that means is it sets your metabolism rate. And if you don't have enough of this, your rate is going to be lowered and you're going to have a propensity to gain weight and not be able to lose weight. So these two are tied together as well with thyroid, because when you don't have, when you're overweight, you're not feeling very sexy. So this is very important. Also, as a general note, you have to remember that thyroid can metabolize any of these, and it can actually talk to any of these. So if this is out of balance, guess what? Other ones might be out of balance. So you can even fix everything else except for this, but you still will have an issue because you need to get your thyroid under control first. And it's some very high number, as much as 60% of us ladies can have some kind of subclinical thyroid issue. And that means when your thyroid levels are normal but not optimal. And we'll talk about that in a minute. The thyroid has, like we mentioned, T3 and T4. T3 is the active one. T4 is the inactive one. There is some activity, but this is a lot stronger, and this is actually the one that you see giving you those positive benefits, especially those metabolic ones. So how do we get the inactive T4 to get into the active T3? We need some kind of enzyme. And if we don't have that enzyme, guess what? We don't have the active T3. Now, when I see patients who come to me, they are often already taking T4. They say, oh, yeah, my doctor diagnosed me with hypothyroidism, and so I'm now on something called, let's say Synthroid is one brand name drug that you can find, and it actually is a bioidentical hormone. T4 is also Synthroid as an example, and the chemical name, like I've mentioned before, is levothyroxine. So if you're taking a levothyroxine type product already, that's good. But if you're still having the issues, and what are the issues, we'll talk about in a minute. If you're still having the issues, you might want to consider, is my body even able to convert this inactive thyroid into the active thyroid? So let's try to understand that. I'm going to back up to also our good friend TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone that's produced in the pituitary. So what happens is, in a hypoactive, hypothyroid person, hypothyroidism, they're going to have a high TSH. Why is that? Because if the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, this is coming from the brain, it's trying to stimulate the thyroid. Thyroid is sitting right here in your neck. So if this is high, that means your brain keeps going, thyroid, I need you to make more thyroid hormones. Come on, let's do it. So when your levels come back and you have a high TSH, okay, all right, we've got a diagnosis. Now you are diagnosed hypothyroid. Okay, fine. But what is the cause? Did you take a level of T4 and T3? Remember, this is the inactive one. Sometimes a traditional doctor or clinician will take this inactive T4, but they forgot to put the T3 on that panel, so you have no idea. So we need to know if we can get the active hormone into your body, if we need to. So that's the thyroid. Those are the most important things to talk about thyroid.